Hi my friends, today I'm in Ben Aknoun, one of the main municipalities of Higher Algiers, or the higher parts of Algiers, and we are going to drive to the city of Blida, which is some 50 kilometers south of Algiers. So when you drive from Algiers straight to the south, the first city you will arrive in is Blida. Okay, so today we're driving to Blida, which is in fact on the edge of the Mitija plain, and the Mitija plain is the fertile plain, the beautiful and fertile plain that surrounds Algiers. And Blida is located on that plain, on the edge of the Blida Atlas Mountains. Okay, so now we are driving through Ben Aknoun, and we are going to leave it in a moment in order to go to the highway, the Ben Aknoun highway, or the southern bypass, La Rocade Sud, as it's known here. It's known locally, La Rocade Sud, the bypass highway, the southern bypass highway, and then on to the Blida highway, the national road number 1, okay, or national highway number 1, okay, that goes, in fact, that crosses Algeria from north to south. Great. Cross the road safely, no problem. So the Ben Aknoun Hospital, orthopedic hospital, is on our right, by the way, okay? And the bus station, the main bus station, is on our left, right before you enter this underpass. So the southern bypass road is right above us here. We're driving this under this underpass in order to join it. We've just left the neighborhood of Ben Aknoun proper, the urban area of Ben Aknoun. And what you see right in front of us is the Sahrawi apartment complex, which is part of Al Ashor, of a neighborhood known as Al Ashor. And now we will be joining the Ben Aknoun highway, what we commonly call here the Ben Aknoun highway, which is officially called the Southern Bypass Road, or the Southern Bypass Highway. There we go. And look at this guy, he's carrying bikes on the back of his car, and it's very interesting, it's good. In fact, more and more Algerians are, taking up sports. They are going back to cycling and jogging and, exercising. And that's a good thing. See, I really like it when I see drivers, carrying bikes on their cars. And I can see that there is a grown-up's bike and a kid's bike on that car. It's such a good thing. See, this guy must be cycling or practicing cycling with his kid, with one of his kids. And on our right there is the African village, which is in fact a small zoo, which is part of the huge Ben Aknoun Park. So the Ben Aknoun Park is perhaps Ben Aknoun's main attraction, and it's a huge park where there is an amusement park and 2 zoos, one of which is the African village here, and the other one, which is a small zoo, and the other one is the zoological park. So those parks have different entrances, but they are located in the same area, okay? And you can walk from one park to another. Once you have entered one of the parks, then you can go to the second zoo or to the amusement park on foot, inside the same area. It's one of was, I think, opened in the 1980s, and it's one of the main attractions here in the city of Algiers. On our right you can see a university. It's a new university. Algiers University number 3. Right in front of us, you can see the City Malki apartment complex with its beautiful mosque on the right, on its right. And now traffic is getting a little bit slow here. Okay. But I'm not really afraid to be blocked by traffic because it's a Saturday and it's not a very busy day. Unless there is an accident on the road, God forbid, there, you know, there is no risk that we're going to film most of the video in traffic. All right, now it's getting completely stopped, and well, I'm going to pause filming for a while, but I will be driving straight, I mean down this road until we reach the exit that would lead us to National Highway number 1, which is in fact a motorway that would lead us to Aknoun, sorry, to Blida, to the city of Blida. Okay, so it looks like the you know, traffic is easy. Great. The camera lost its focus for a while. Sorry for that. I don't have a very sophisticated phone. And I'm doing what I can in order to make good videos. And now we are driving in the Hydra area of just past City Malki, or the City Malki residential complex. And now we're driving through the Hydra area, and we'll soon be joining the National Highway 1, Route Nationale 1. The road is filled with cars, but thankfully there is no traffic. Blida, straight on. We're in Said Hamdin and the Tiqsarain area. So Tiqsarain is on the right and Said Hamdin is on the left. And what you see, the building you see right in front of us, is another university building here in Algiers. And it's in fact the Faculty of Law. So for your information, the Faculty of Law used to be hosted in the neighborhood of Said Hamdin, sorry, in Ben Aknoun, the neighborhood that we just left, and now it's here in Said Hamdin. It was moved here to Said Hamdin around 2014 or 2015, I don't remember when exactly. The place is also developed. There is, you know, there are lots of shops around here. There is a court. There is also, you know, there is this beautiful fountain on the right. And ADL, that building, ADL, is in fact a government housing agency which is in charge of housing programs, of the ADL housing programs. It's the Agency for the Improvement and Development of Housing in Algeria, and it's you know, it builds, it strives to build better houses for people, for Algerians, for the Algerians who are registered to that program. Okay. So the program is meant for middle income Algerians, and it has been around since 2001. They built millions of houses for Algerians, and the program is still ongoing. And well, this is the headquarters of that agency, and the reason why I told you about this is that, you know, okay, so wow, I have just missed the entrance to Blida, and now I've got to fix my error here. Wow. But there is always a way out, okay, no problem. See, when you get lost, I mean, in case I've just missed the entrance, too bad, but no problem, okay, we can fix that pretty quickly. See, by doing what you are going to see me doing here. It's going to be interesting. We are going, as a friend of mine told me, whenever you get lost, try to fix your error immediately, okay? By, you know, finding the way back to where you got lost, or where you messed it up. There we go. This is the entrance to Cuba and Bir Moradrais. This is the road that will lead us back to the to the entrance to the you know, the there, Blida. You can see the sign over there, Blida. So we're fixing our error pretty quickly. There we go. All right, back on track. So Cuba is on our left, and the rest of Algiers, of course, and Blida, the entrance to the national highway, is straight on over there. Okay, we're going to take the middle lane. So if you want to go back to Ben Aknoun, you can take the left, but we are going straight to Blida. You can see the sign over there, and now we are joining, safely and happily joining the national highway number 1, which in fact goes all the way from Algiers to the Sahara Desert. Okay. Great. It's a little bit dark today. The sky is overcast, and you know, the underpass we've just taken is in fact like a magic way, you know. I mean, within the, you know, within the blink of an eye, you know, it took us within the blink of an eye, or in the flash, from the area of Bir Moradrais and Cuba, which are not very far from the city center, to, you know, the southern suburbs of Algiers and the exit of Algiers. Okay, so there is a bus station here. I think they call it Lacote bus station, and the Blida buses. I mean, there are Blida buses that, you know, set off from here. There are also passing buses that set off from Algiers, from the main bus stations in Algiers. You know, they would drive and stop by this bus station here to pick up passengers, and then continue to Algiers. And now we are on National Highway 1, Route Nationale 1, which in fact goes all the way to, you know, from Algiers to, you know, to Algiers' southern borders with Niger and Mali in the south. So it reaches the far south of Algeria. Crosses all of Algeria. This road crosses, or highway crosses all of Algeria from north to south. And I think that they used to call it the African Unity Road. And now Algeria is developing it into a highway that would go all the way to the southern borders of the country. And Algeria is doing this in order to develop trade, continental trade with African countries. And in fact, even our neighbors to the south, Niger and Mali and Nigeria, which doesn't have direct borders with Algeria, but you know, is becoming you know, a trade partner with our country. You know, they are all building their sections of the road, of a road or a highway that will be connected to this road that you are seeing here, okay? And it will eventually become a huge highway, motorway that would, you know, link Algiers to Lagos, to the Nigerian city of Lagos. That road is going to be, you know, run by thousands and thousands of trucks carrying goods from northern Algeria or from the Mediterranean coast to Lagos on the Atlantic Ocean. So that truck was driving in an unsafe way. Maybe he wanted to enter the left lane, but he didn't turn. He didn't turn on his turn signal. Nice car, Hyundai Continental. Looks like Mercedes. And the car in front of us is an Elantra, Hyundai Elantra. Another nice car. So, as you can see, we are in the southern suburbs of Algiers, leaving this, you know, this city, the capital city, and, you know, headed towards the city of Blida, on the Mediterranean. Sorry, on the Mitija plain. And I don't know whether you have noticed that, you know, we are going down, okay? Because in fact, Algiers, the higher parts of Algiers are a plateau, okay? And now, as we are approaching the Mitija plain, we are descending that plateau. We are descending that plateau, you know, to reach the Mitija plain, which is in fact a plain, a flat plain, and Blida is located there, on that plain, on the edge of the, or at the foot of the, of the Blida Atlas Mountains, or the Tel Atlas Mountains. So beautiful mountains that are here right in front of us. Too bad it's misty. It's misty. We can't see them clearly today. The sky is overcast here in Algiers. It's misty over the Mitija plain, and now meet the Mitija plain. I'm going to try go to the right lane in order to film it for you. What you see behind those trees is the Mitija plain that go all the way. To the Blida Atlas Mountains. And by the way, the Blida Atlas Mountains are those beautiful green mountains that would remind you of Central Europe, okay, and or North America, the Appalachian Mountains of North America. And well, they are so beautiful, covered in trees, and you know, they are also known for the you know, the beauty of their lush vegetation, the beauty of their nature. Now we're taking the right here. And Blida is home to more than 300,000 people, compared with Algiers, which is home to 4 million people. So in other words, Algiers is more than 10 times bigger and more populated than Blida. Yet even Blida is a big city now. Okay, I mean by our standards. Okay, and I don't know whether you have noticed this southern part of Algiers. We are still in the province of Algiers, by the way. This southern part of Algiers is also an industrial area. There are lots of companies and workshops and factories here in this area. So we are approaching the Bab Ali area. If you want to go to the Bab Ali industrial zone, then take the right here. If you want to go to Saoula, you should take the right too. Saoula. This is how its name is spelled in French. Saoula, or in English too. And that's it. I'm driving past an apartment complex on the left, not the one on the right, but on the left, called the Cité Verte. The green apartment complexes. Okay. They are named Cité Verte or green apartment complexes because they try to design them in such a way to make lots of green space between the buildings, between the apartment buildings. Okay. Took us 21 minutes to drive here from Aknoun to this place here. It's not bad at all, but that would be quite difficult on a weekday or a regular work day. The maximum speed here is 80 kilometers per hour, as you can see on that sign over there, speed limit sign over there. Okay, so the speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour, and you've got to be careful, okay, because there are lots of trucks and buses and irresponsible or crazy drivers that take this road, and you've got to be careful. So the sky is overcast, but it's not raining yet. Although they said, the weather forecast said that it will be raining today and practically every day in the coming week. It's April 10, and well, when I turn my head to the left, I can see the huge parts of the Mitija plain that I hope I'll be able to film later on another section of this road. And now just look at that sign over there. So Constantin, Bouberdes, Tepaza and Zeralda take the right, and if you want to go to Blida, you continue straight on. Okay, lots of companies are located here, around here, especially car dealers, car and truck dealers, vehicle dealers. So now, okay, let's take the left line in order to avoid getting blocked by or slowed down by trucks. Look, so take the right if you want to go to Constantin via the east-west highway, the Algerian east-west highway, which is a huge, big project. And by the way, I'll be filming videos on that highway too. It's such fun. It's so fun to drive on that highway. Algeria's largest main highway that links the eastern end of the country to its western end. Speed limit is still 80 kilometers per hour. can say that we have left the city of Algiers proper with all its neighborhoods or suburbs. We are driving towards the Mitija plain. So just look at that sign over there, Blida, Mitija and Oran. Over there, see, via the east-west motorway, Birtuta, Wedge-Shibli. Okay, so if you want to go to Shibli and Birtuta, you take the right. So we are still within the limits of the administrative limits of our area of the Wilaya of Algiers, the Algiers province, okay? But we have completely left the city of Algiers. You can see how huge Algiers is as a city. There are various businesses, all sorts of businesses around here, okay? Car washes, mechanics, spare parts, see? Auto parts shops and construction site vehicles. So everything, you know, there are dealers that sell pretty much everything in these areas. There are also plant nurseries, just like the one on our right. And by the way, Mitija is the bread basket of the Algiers area, okay? The Mitija plain is, you know, an area where you can find lots of gardens, lots of orchards, where citrus fruits are grown. Tangerines, lemons, oranges, see? And it's also the bread basket of Algiers as far as vegetables are concerned, okay? The area produces lots of vegetables, practically all the vegetables that we consume here in Algiers, in the city of Algiers. So it's a very agricultural and very productive area. But unfortunately, lots of you know, housing projects were developed in this area, so the construction has encroached tens of thousands of hectares of farmland here in the Mitija plain. And this has been the case since the 1980s. So the plain is disappearing. I mean, the fertile lands of the plain are disappearing. Just look at that bridge over there, that underpass, 2013. Okay, so they are still building bridges around here as part of the you know, the vast road development program that Algeria is undertaking in order to ease pressure on Algiers. And despite all these efforts, Algeria has lots of cars, too many cars, and its public transport system isn't so developed. And that's why we as Algerians have the impression that no matter how much roads Algeria builds, the problem of traffic is still there. Algeria still has traffic jams that are often paralyzing traffic jams. That bridge was built in 1987. There is a huge gas station over there on the right. And Algerian gas stations are all marked with yellow and white, black and yellow, with the colors black and yellow. So whenever you need fuel, then you just, you know, keep an open eye on those colors. Black and yellow. That happened to me once when I drove to Mitija. It was a Friday afternoon, and I was short on fuel, and I kept, you know, I activated my radar to, you know, try and spot a black and yellow sign, any gas station on the way. Then I eventually found one near the city of Mitija. So fortunately I didn't have I mean my car didn't stop running until I reached that gas station. So here in the north, in northern Algeria, there are gas stations pretty much everywhere, but you've got to be careful in the south. The Algerian south is a very, very, very vast area. It's a desert area and it's very vast, okay? You can't imagine how vast and also unpopulated it is. And it's also poor on infrastructure. Don't expect to find your type of fuel or fuel at all at any gas station. Probably every single town has its gas station, but don't expect to find fuel in it, okay? That's why you've got to be very careful. And, you know, do the fill up. Put enough fuel in your car or in your vehicle before you got into trouble. And now we are leaving the borders of Algiers and entering the borders of the wilaya of Blida. Okay, we've just left the borders of Algiers. For your information, Algiers is the smallest province in Algeria, the smallest wilaya in Algeria, as far as surface area is concerned. And but it's the most populated. It has the most populated city. Okay, it has the most populated city. Algiers, the capital city. It's also, and obviously, the most important province or wilaya in Algeria, where practically all government facilities, the headquarters of practically all government facilities are located. And now we have just entered the province of Blida through the north. We're always on the national highway number 1. We're in the Boufarik, Sidi Moussa and Boufarik area. In fact, it's the Boufarik area here. And Boufarik is one of the northernmost municipalities and towns of Blida. It's not very far from Algiers. It's also an important town in this province. And Boufarik is particularly known for its industrial area and its market, its vegetable market. In fact, it's a wholesale vegetable market. Okay, and most of Algiers, so most of the agricultural production in this area goes to that market and is sold to that market, and most of Algiers vegetable sellers come here to buy vegetables and fruits. That they sell in Algiers. Oh, traffic. I haven't been here in a very long time. I haven't driven to Blida in a very long time. Therefore, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect today on the road. And the Blida Atlas Mountains are right in front of us over there. The culminating point in those mountains is the Gerumen. So this is the entrance to Boufarik, by the way. And the culminating point, the highest point on those mountains is the Gerumen Mount. The Gerumen Mount in the area of Sharia, which culminates at 1,458 meters, 1,458 meters, okay? So it's a very high mountain here in this area, or in the Mediterranean area, okay? And it is cold there. It snows in the winter. The area, there is a town there called Sharia, and Sharia is also known to be one of the least populated municipalities of Algeria. So the speed limit here is 100 kilometers per hour. So cool. The road is wide. And well, so we are in the area of Boufarik, which is a big municipality in northern Blida. And yes, so as I told you, it's Sharia is also has a ski resort. It's not very far from the city of Blida, not very far from it. Just 20 kilometers away from Blida, and it's one of the main attractions in the province of Blida. Many Blida residents visit Sharia. They go there. It's cool even in winter. Even in summer. It's cool, even cold. At 1,400 meters of altitude, it's always cool. And freezing cold in the winter. And Blida is Algiers' next city to the south. So the province of Algiers is bordered by Blida to the south, and when you drive straight to the south, the next city from Algiers straight to the south, this next city is obviously Blida. I like driving there, and I also like riding the bus to Blida. You would usually be there in no time. And I also like, just as many residents here in Algiers, I also like visiting Sharia. Culminating point of Blida, of the Blida Atlas. So now if we want to enter Blida, we need to take the right lane. Okay, we need to go to the right lane. As you can see over there, Blida and Mitija. And Mitija is, in fact, it used to be a separate town in the past, but now it's merely part of Blida itself, okay? road is a little bit bumpy on this in this lane, and the reason is that, you know, usually trucks and heavy vehicles drive on the right lane, and they are required to drive on the right lane. And that's why, you know, with all the pressure and you know they exert on the road. We're entering Blida, by the way. So with all the pressure they exert on the road surface, on the asphalt, you know, the road gets bumpy. Just look at this. We've just entered Blida. This is one of my favorite moments when I drive to Blida. Okay, it's when I arrive to Blida, and now you can see the huge Blida Atlas Mountains, which are in fact part of the Tel Atlas mountain range, which crosses North Africa, or the northern part of North Africa, from east to west. Okay, so if you visited Morocco, or if you are familiar with Moroccan geography, Morocco's central part is called the Atlas Mountains. Okay, so the Atlas Mountains, or the Atlas Mountain range, is very high in Morocco, and then, you know, that mountain range continues into Algeria, where it's called the Tel Atlas, because the northern area of Algeria is called the Tel. Okay, so Algerians divide, I mean, in our conception of geography, we divide our country into two main parts: the Tel region, which is the northern part of the region, or coastal Algeria, and the Sahara, or the desert. Okay, so that's why the Algerian part of the Atlas mountain range is called the Tel Atlas. Okay, and then these mountains continue on to the east until they reach the Ores mountains, or the Ores high plateaus. Okay, in northeastern Algeria. And these mountains here, the Blida Atlas, are just a small part of the Tel Atlas. So we have just entered Blida. We've just entered the city of Blida, which is, you know, at the foothills of the Blida Atlas Mountains. Very beautiful mountains. I wish the weather, or I mean, were you know, less misty, so that we see the mountains very clearly, how beautiful they are. It's so noisy around here. Lots of trucks, lots of buses, lots of vehicles, and well, now I don't know. Maybe I'm going to drive on into the city in order to make you, you know, see part of it. And then, you know, but there is traffic today at the entrance of the city. Anyways, I will be driving straight on this road until we reach the, you know, the heart of the city. This city has been developing significantly in the last 20 years. Blida, by the way, means the little city, okay, or the little town. It was developed in the 16th century. In the past, I mean, local legend says that it was founded by a religious man called, or known as, named Ahmed, Sidi Ahmed al-Kabir, okay? Sidi Ahmed al-Kabir. And, you know, he founded it together with people, Muslims, who were kicked out of Spain in the 16th century, in the early 16th century, when the Kingdom of Spain decided to deport the remaining Muslims, all the Muslims that remained in Spain, that, you know, refused to convert to Christianity. All the Muslims and Jews, of course, Jews too, okay? So when they were kicked out of Spain, many of them, thousands of them, came here. To Algerians, to Algerian cities, to North Africa and to North African cities, and some of them, those who came here to the area of Blida, they founded this city of Blida with Sidi Ahmed al-Kabir, and this is why today Blida residents venerate Sidi al-Kabir. Okay, so this Muslim saint who is known as Sidi al-Kabir. Okay, so the patron saint of this city, in other words, the patron saint of this city is Sidi al-Kabir. There is even a brand of mineral water named Sidi al-Kabir, okay, because there is an area there, I think that this is where Sidi al-Kabir is buried, which is known as Sidi al-Kabir, okay. And Blida is also known for its national park, the Sharia National Park, or Blida Atlas National Park, and those mountains you see over there on the horizon are in fact part of that park. All right, so because we are stuck in traffic here, I'm going to stop filming, but you just need to know that I will be driving straight along this road until I reach the center of Blida. All right, back to filming. Traffic has just eased down. Now we are entering the heart of the city of Blida. Such a big city, such a beautiful city, which is also nicknamed City of Roses, by the way, okay? And local legend says that, it used to be called Orida, or Little Rose. And it's also said that it was the Andalusian or Spanish Muslim refugees that, brought those roses with them. Started, growing them here in the City of Roses of Blida, okay? Welcome. That's what they, what they have written there on that bridge, and it's good. Such a good thing to visit this city. Okay, so I'll pause filming for a while and resume it in a few minutes. There, family shop over there. There is in fact, it's like a supermarket here. I just arrived here at this, area called Family Shop. There is in fact, it's a shopping mall. It's like a shopping mall. I visited it once and discovered it with a friend. And well, I think that there are some interesting activities organized here. Maybe a small amusement park or something. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure. But it's fun to visit. It has a parking area, as you can see on the right. And now it has become one of Blida's new attractions. Okay, so now Shria, the city center, and Shria straight ahead through the tunnel or the underpass. Great, I can breathe now. I've been through an infernal traffic jam, although it's not really the worst traffic jam I've ever seen, okay? And now we're approaching the city center. You can see this beautiful street lined with trees, although that truck is kind of blocking us a little bit, slowing us down and blocking part of the view. Blida is developing, and all right, great, the truck is gone. And by the way, Blida has pretty much everything one needs to live in it. And a co-worker of mine, an ex-co-worker of mine who lives in Blida, would always ride the bus or a taxi to come to Algiers to work. And when I told him, I asked him the question, why don't you move to Algiers to put an end to your suffering. You know, you're always commuting between Blida and Algiers to come to work. And then he told me that he was pretty much happy here. I mean, he's pretty much happy here in Blida, and he has everything he needs. So why move into Algiers with all its noise and all its crowded streets and crowded roads and everything? So that's it. And he was kind of right. He was kind of right. So I've just let this guy cross the road, and it's green light. Now let's go. Let's go. But in fact, yes, the difference between Algiers and Blida is really palpable. I can tell you that as a resident of Algiers. I feel relaxed. I feel relaxed when I drive in Blida. And even driving here is relaxed. Even drivers here are relaxed. There is no rush, there is no impatience. Okay, when as you have just seen here, when the traffic light turns green, there is no one harassing you with their honk behind you. Okay, and that's one of the main differences between Algiers and Blida, for example. Okay. And people here are respectful. They are, they are polite, okay, and they also, are very hospitable, okay. And Algerian hospitality is in fact legendary. It's in fact legendary, and well, that's it. That's all I can say about Blida. And then, when you go up to the mountains, so the mountains, the Blida Atlas is home to the Amazigh, Beni Saleh and Beni Masoud and Beni Misra tribes. They are part of the huge Sanhaja Confederation, Berber Confederation, okay? And Blida is also known for its motorbikes, okay, for bikers. It has lots of bikes here, okay. And all right, so the mountains are home to those tribes. Unfortunately, the mountains were significantly depopulated in the 1990s because of the civil war. Because we should remind that we should remind people that the mountains up there were also a stronghold for terrorist groups that terrorized all of Algeria, and they even had liberated zones there. See, but back in the 1990s, so it was mainly a war zone. But thankfully, thanks to the efforts of the Algerian government and the army, the terrorist groups were defeated, and most of the terrorists surrounded. Yes. And now there is, peace came back to Algeria in 1999, 2000, 2001. And, well, thank God, Algeria has been in peace ever since. And, well, now people, the rural populations, the indigenous populations of those mountains are slowly returning. They are returning little by little to their homelands, to their home villages, and life is coming back again there. And Sharia, by the way, is part of the territory of the Beni Saleh, or the 8th Saleh Berber tribe. And the elderly still speak the Berber language, or the Tamazight language there. While, the plains are, here, the Mitija plain of Blida is, or the city of Blida is quite a cosmopolitan city, okay? You would find here people who originate or who come from those mountains, from the Blida Atlas Mountains, the Blida city dwellers, or old families from the Blida city, and also people who have come from every part of Algeria, So Blida is in fact a very cosmopolitan city, okay? And well, and it's developing little by little. And the reason of this traffic here is traffic lights, okay? So traffic here is in the city center of Blida is mainly regulated by traffic lights. That's why we are held by traffic here. And now let's visit this city for a few more minutes, talk about it. Let me give some more information about it. All right. And, well, too bad there is traffic today. It's April 10. It's 11:30. So people are. Oh yes. So just read Al-Andalus. All right. Al-Andalus on the window, the rear window of that of the back window of that bus, and Al-Andalus is in fact the name Muslims gave to Spain in the Middle Ages when Islam spread all over Spain and Portugal, and all those parts of the Iberian Peninsula populated by Muslims were called Al-Andalus, and today the Spanish province, or the Spanish autonomous community of Andalusia, is named after that name. It still keeps that name, Andalusia. And well, that's it. So the owner of that bus has named his bus after those Andalusian or Muslim Spaniards who came, or Spanish Muslims who came from Spain to this city and helped found this city and develop it in the 16th century, in the early 16th century. Great. This is one of Blida's hospitals, and I think that Blida has 3 or 4 hospitals. And one of them, one of the most famous hospitals is Frans Fanon Hospital. And it's also known for its psychiatric ward, one of the most important psychiatric wards in Algeria. So I've arrived at Boufarik, and well, this is one of the neighborhoods. It literally means Algiers door, or Algiers, the Algiers gate, and it's one of the main areas, or the main neighborhoods of central Blida. You can see Sharia and Sidi El Kbir straight ahead, okay, together with the city center. And now, great, we are continuing and we are approaching the mountains and the Sidi El Kbir area. And as you can see, the central part of Blida is a very developed area. It's it looks like a very modern city with modern buildings and everything. There is, I think, a market nearby, and it's a very busy and active city. Streets are very crowded on my right. Now we're approaching the area. We have just crossed Blida from north to south, okay, through its main street that runs through the city from north to south. Now look at that beautiful mosque on the left, and Masjid al Mujahid. Okay, so the Mujahid mosque, and the Mujahid here in Algeria refers to any person who actively took part in the armed struggle for the liberation of Algeria during the Liberation War between 1958 and between 1954 and 1962. All right, so still continuing along the main road in the center, or in the center of Blida. So here we go. The traffic light has turned green. And you can see the sign to Sharia over there. So if you want to go to Sharia, if you want to exit the city of Blida and go to Sharia, Shria is, as I said, the place or the little town, mountain town, where the ski resort is located. They're up there on the Blida mountain, or the Blida Atlas Mountains, 1458 meters high. And well, I think that we have reached the end of our journey. It was a little bit difficult because of traffic jams and also because of trucks just like the one right in front of us. Well, so you have seen how to drive from Ben Aknoun, the Algiers neighborhood of Ben Aknoun, to the city of Blida, the wonderful city and province of Blida. And well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button in order to receive any notifications about my new videos in the future. And we will be visiting more towns and cities and neighborhoods here in Algeria. And take care of yourselves, drive safely, and goodbye.